there! Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I use in my Ableton sessions to help control things when we get off or something weird goes on during like a set and everything else. Basically what I am using is just a MIDI controller that controls like the master fader and then a couple buttons to reset things for live sets. Basically what this allows me to do is convert my touchbar on my MacBook to a MIDI controller. That way I don't have to carry an extra MIDI controller around. I don't have to worry about it being plugged in or coming unplugged during a set. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's say we're like in a Ableton set, going along, and all of a sudden we just get off tracks. Going along and uh-oh, we get off. I can just fade this completely down. And we still have click track and everything else. We just don't have cues or tracks in it. And basically all I do is just drag this fader up and down to allow myself to, you know, increase tracks or take tracks down. Like I can do like any of that stuff. So like that. And I'll explain how I did that and everything else here in a minute. Another thing that I have is you'll notice next to the fader there's going to be a green button labeled number 1. And what that does is, like, let's say like we have some crazy tempo going on that I had to tap out for like a flow section or something else after the fact. Well, obviously, let me turn this down real quick. Obviously, that's not the tempo for this song. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of having to hit 2 different buttons to reset everything, I just have them mapped to this MIDI button, and I can just click it once and everything's back to normal. Pretty cool, right? So let me show you how I did this and all of that stuff. So what you're gonna do first is you're gonna click the link down in the description to take you to the actual place you can download the software. So once you're there, you'll see this home page right here. You're gonna scroll down and click download. Shocker, right? Once that has downloaded, it will pop up and you'll see this folder that says MIDI TouchBar 2.5. Open that folder up and you'll see the Ableton users folder. Open that and you'll see this text file right here. So now this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna have to pay attention because if you don't do this right, it won't work. You're gonna go to a new Finder window and click on the Applications section. Go to Ableton Live right here. You can't do it from the toolbar down here. You have to do it in the Applications folder. You're gonna right click and go to Show Package Contents. Open up Contents, go to App Resources, open that up, and then you will see MIDI Remote Scripts right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this text file and drag it into the remote scripts section. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna put the touch bar into Ableton's program so that it will work with it. Once you've done that, you're gonna have to go back to Ableton and enable the MIDI touch bar like you would any other new MIDI device or interface. So to do that, we're gonna go to Preferences. You could do that a couple of ways, either Command comma or just open Preferences up. Go to MIDI right here, and where it says MIDI touch bar surface and MIDI touch bar user, you're going to click Remote on for both of those. Once you've done that, let me close out of this. Once you've done that, you'll have to actually open up the MIDI touch bar. I have it down here just for my convenience, but you can like open it up from your applications folder if you want. If you open it, you'll see it pops up here, and I'll explain that in a minute. So now, once that happens, you'll notice that the MIDI touch bar comes up on the MIDI touch bar comes up on the touch bar, and, you know, and you can map anything now. So like for me, what I do is I group all of my tracks into a single group. And then I go to MIDI map mode. You can do that either by Command M or just clicking the MIDI button up at the top right. And then we'll delete this mapping right here. What I do is I click on this and then I just move this fader and you'll see that pops up. Same thing with the Q track, move it. And then I'll exit out of MIDI map mode by pressing Command M or just clicking the MIDI button. And you'll notice, once I play it, it goes up and down. And that's basically it. It's pretty simple, which is another thing I like about it. It wasn't super difficult. The hardest part was just making sure that everything's routed correctly. Yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully that helped.